Now, there are two types of women. The Levite, who I told you about earlier, had a concubine, right? What you don't understand about a concubine is you don't have to legally marry one, right? See. It's what we would call a living girlfriend, idiot. Right? And you're having sex with her, right? Without having a contract of marriage, right? It's not as illegal as you think, right? In the Old Testament, especially, I don't know. There was no new till Jesus died. You understand that, right? Jesus was an Old Testament kind of guy, not a new. There was no new, right? The new is confusing the Gentiles 300 years later, idiot. Right? But nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus was a virgin, right? Male or female. Male or female. As well. See, there's a secret here, right? John's trying to reveal something to you by even mentioning the woman at the well. He didn't want him telling you this. Do you understand? Peter didn't want you to know this. The 7 women who took hold of the one man, right? Saying they will eat their own bread and wear their own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, right? Now, one of the things you do in marriage, right, is the wife assumes whose name? The husband's name. Jesus Christ is who we are all baptized under his name. And, do you understand, right? The 7 churches in Asia, right, represent also the 7 barren women who could not have a child with another man, right? That's what Isaiah is saying, I know. And all 7 women are allowed to take Jesus as a concubine, right? Right. From the old, not new. Jesus didn't follow the new. There was no new. There wasn't no new. The new is because of his death, yes. But there was no New Testament. It's supposed to be about him anyway, and John told you they didn't tell you all he did. You're not listening to him, no. And he's the only one to bring up both the woman at the well and the woman caught in the act of adultery, right? No other gospel brings up these 2 women, right? In Jesus' life, right? The woman at the well is a Samaritan in Samaria. Jews don't even talk to them, fool. Listen. Yet Jesus knew her marital status, including that she was living with the dude now, right? But did he judge her for it, or did he see her as something different? Offering her living water. See, her problem is simply put, every man she had sex with did not get her pregnant and divorced her, I guess, within the first month or so, right? Because I guess they thought, if I have sex with her, she should get pregnant. If she don't, she's not my wife. I don't know, right? You know, Abraham was trying from 75 to 90, idiot, and 9, to get Sarah pregnant. 13 years before that, Hagar got pregnant, I guess by Abraham or Eliezer, whoever. There is only one son he was told to take with him. Strange, ain't that? I mean, take your only son Isaac, right? Ishmael wasn't dead yet, was he? No. No. Okay, what does that mean? I know. Why do I say take your only son, right? If Ishmael was his son, right? There's another possibility. Eliezer impregnated Hagar, but that's water under the bridge. You can't prove it or disprove it. It's called a suggestion, right? The Lord don't stutter, though, like Moses did when he's talking to you, right? In your head, right? The problem comes when they're writing the news and what to write down, Peter. John knew you were hiding something about Jesus. And I know, with the Gnostics what it was, right? You've been brainwashed by the Orthodox men of the false church, right? Who aren't teaching you the seven seals anymore, right? They became unworthy to even look upon them, right? Instead of hearing John saying that as not to do that, right? They did it instead, idiot, right? Do you understand? They weren't supposed to seal them because they were unworthy of it, right? But that's exactly what they did, right? See, it's a metaphor John's talking about, right? Starting in Isaiah 29:11. I done told you that. And see, if Jesus had the 7 women as a concubine type relationship, he didn't have to legally marry them, right? Just have sex with them and get them pregnant. That wasn't a sin to him either, I know. Isaiah said he could do that, right? By the way. If God says you could do something, can you do it? Yes. That's where you're confused. Legally married or not, these women are presented more as damaged goods than legally binding women, right? Mm-hmm. They were having problems conceiving with men, right? The woman at the well was with 5 men and a lover who legally married her, right? Right. Now, one woman had 7 devils cast out of her. What was her name again? Mary Magdalene. Who is the devil? Any man who's influenced by Satan is the devil. See, that's where you're wrong again, right? The devil is one of us, right? It's not just what if God was one of us, what if the devil is all of us, right? You are the devil because you are bad. There's Jesus and his angels and Satan and his angels. They're the ones having sex with the daughters of men to cause the flood. Right. And taking all whom they chose and having babies with them, right? Perhaps so severely the women were dying in childbirth anyway. I know. You know what I mean, right? Though that don't stop, again, reproduction either. But the women who were part of their harem, again, going back to the Song of Solomon. Now, you do know this is the 141st wife or concubine of Solomon who's writing the Song of Solomon about Solomon, right? First off. She's not the first. There are 60 queens and 80 concubines. How much is that? 40. 140, right? Solomon had 300 total wives, right, or queens, right? And 700 concubines. Do some math, right? Well, 700 from 80. 620, right? 620. And 300 from 60 is what? 240. 240. Now, in the whole song, she becomes his bride at one point, right? Remember that? Okay, they have sex. Now the question is she a queen or is she a concubine? See, she's either the 81st concubine or the 61st queen. Right. You understand? All right. This woman who's writing to him. Woo. Why do you think Christians don't read the whole book to you? You're taking a scripture here. Even Satan could do that. Even the devil did that with Jesus. Devil men. And took it out of context to the whole of what was said in Psalms. But Jesus knew not to do what the devil was tempting him to do. Now, where is he actually when this is taking place? In the desert, in the wilderness, right? For 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights. Remember that old song? Okay. Since my baby girl held me tight. Okay. He spent 2 days with the woman in Samaria. He wasn't just meeting her for the first time, right? You don't normally... Is it rude to tell a woman her sexual history? You know what I mean? I know what you mean. He told her she had 5 husbands and was living with a dude. How do you know that, sir? Scripture. See, he can be with a woman who had 5 lovers. 5 husbands and a lover, right? Without legally marrying her, right? And fulfill Isaiah 4:1, right? And have sex with her, right? Those 2 nights they were together. That's what John ain't telling you. I know. That's why the story falls short and then it goes on to something else, right? Exactly. But he's wanting you to know about her. There he is. He's the only one bringing her up of all the gospel writers. Why? And what's her name? What is her name? She's at Jacob's well. So it's one of 3 names. Rachel, Rebecca, or Sarah. Because even the Samaritans used those names at that time, right? Meaning that they thought they were of Jacob versus something else, right? Whatever their problem was with the Jews, right? But that's anti-Samaritan, right? That's why the prodigal, I know, or the parable of the Good Samaritan even exists, right? And it shows the piousness of the Jews is their problem, right? They're so self-righteous, they're no longer caring about men or themselves, right? But here's the problem, right? They do have the words of God, right? You're not to condemn them, idiot. You're to bless them, even if they don't bless you, right? What do you think Jesus is telling you, right? Don't curse them, even if they curse you, right? God will deal with that, right? Bless them instead of cursing them, right? Do good to them who do evil to you, right? That's what Paul's saying too, right? Don't worry about evil men. They're going to have their own end, right? They're not following God and Jesus anyway. You follow God, right? Save yourself, said the Apostle Peter. Now, do you hear me? I know. You don't have to be legally married to a woman who's not married, right? And have 5 husbands and living with a dude, if you want sex with her at night, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. You can have premarital sex with the woman 2 nights and still be within the law of Moses. Yes, you can. If she's not pregnant and hasn't had a baby yet, yes, she can. Yep. Why do you think I'm trying to find me a wife but not worried about premarital sex, right? I'm reading what it's saying, you're not, right? You're not reading it in context, but out of context, right? Nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus didn't have relationships with women at all, right? It don't, actually. It doesn't say he was married to them either, right? No, Christians today are saying premarital sex is a sin. Jesus wouldn't agree with it, by the way. No, he wouldn't. Not Jesus, right? Now, the difference is when you make it a sin and you're married and being given in marriage, that's a sin too, right? The reason it's a sin is you don't know who you're supposed to marry either. And arranged marriage is worse than trying to find a wife sometimes, right? That's what I'm trying to do, is wait for my wife, right? I don't know who she is either. And you can't trick a 15-year-old girl into thinking I want sex with her when I don't, right? I never said I did, right? You said I did to her. You made her think I wanted her when I didn't. No. You're the reason she did it anyway, that right? Not me, not you. See, you're convincing her, right? I'm not. I'm telling her, no, I don't want to do it with you. I want to be with an older woman, right? See? You're lying to her. You're taking what might have happened, right? And turning it into something definitive that didn't happen, right? And I told you it didn't happen how you're saying it happened, right? Even if something happened, it wouldn't have been that. Which is what I'm telling you as well. Unless my wife is in on some kind of entrapment and you were recording me, and then you know why you can't convict me on what happened. She said Grandma showed her that because I would ask her. I know that, but I would ask her. If she did anything weird with me that night, right? I would ask her who showed her that. Because I know a 4-year-old don't know how to do that. Yeah. You have to show them how, right? No, they don't. No, they don't. They tell you they don't. They don't know how to wake up a sleeping person in the couch in the living room at night, right? You have to send them in there easily to do that, right? Unless she's got to pee or something, and that's part of the story, ain't it? All right. The child, too, has to have a reason to be there with me, idiot. That's what I'm saying, right? They don't normally wake you up. 4 of the reasons are already eliminated, right? Right. Right. When I told the story anyway. No. The first one is what? Eat. Second one is what? Drink. Order something to drink, right? If she didn't ask me for it, what would I think then? Pee. Or bathe. Those are the only 4 reasons a child could wake you up. And 2 of them involve the bathroom, right? 2 of them might involve undressing her in the living room, right? And 1 of them might involve smelling her if she don't go pee, right? To see if she needs a bath. Which ain't a crime. Totally. To smell her to make sure she didn't pee. No. Now, if you know from my ex-wife I lick pussy, I don't lick it if I'm smelling her. But I might stick out the tongue differently, I know, to show I'm not licking her because she's a 4-year-old. So what do? You stick out your tongue. Why am I sticking out my tongue? To go down there and smell her. When you're changing a child's diaper, one of the ways you distract her under 4 is you stick out your tongue, right? I know that through my sister. And changing her diaper and making faces at her. It's the entertainer. So what I'm doing there, if you're seeing it in video, is to distract her while smelling her. If she peed. See, I don't know what's going on, right? I don't even really know what time it is, because I have probably just turned off the TV to go to sleep anyway, right? Now, when you fall asleep, right, no matter how long it is you wake up later, how long does it seem to you usually? Not long at all, not long at all. And that's everybody who goes to sleep, right? When you go to sleep and you wake up 8 hours later, it don't feel like 8 hours later, does it? You're like, well, where did the time go? Where did the time go? I didn't feel like 8 hours to me. No one does. No one does. Even a few minutes later or hours later, you don't know if you just went to sleep, and then you wake up with the girl in there with you and you start having to interact with her for some reason, right? Even then, the deja vu dream with the Navy is what I'm talking about too, right? Treating it the same way. Mm-hmm. Right. Which is why I'm sharing this with you, right? See, a real pedophile doesn't have to deal with the child waking them up. They go after the child, right? But they're usually with the mom in the bedroom too, right? They're not sleeping on the couch. See, that causes a problem, right? For the mother, and if you're trying to entrap me, and if you're trying to entrap me. See, then you got to let the 4-year-old come in there to me and wake me up, right? That's why it's illegal. I know it is. You cannot use a 4-year-old with a mentally ill patient who's not, though an outpatient, still being seen for schizophrenia, right? You don't know that, right? I know that, and I'm schizophrenic, and I know better than that, right? How can I know that but still be mentally ill, right? I didn't lose all my marbles when the voice spoke to me, but it did confuse me with all your rules, right? But it still didn't confuse me enough to hurt a 4-year-old, right? At all. No matter the reason she was in there with me, right? Now, at first, you're going to try to treat it honestly, too, right? You don't know why she's in there with you, dummy. If she wakes you up or not, right? You just know there's only real reasons she would be in there, right? 2 of them are in the bathroom area. Now, once she's in there, you can't partially pull down her panties, right? You either take them off, or you walk to her with the bathroom and you take them off in there, right? Now, if I'm half asleep, what am I going to do? Just take them off. Just take them off in the living room. It's not a crime to help your daughter pee in the middle of the night. When she ain't supposed to be in there with you in the first place. No. Or to smell her if she don't go pee right away. To see, the third reason and fourth reason is to see if she peed already. And did she smell down there? And need a bath, right? Now, if you do those 2 things, well, the 5th thing you gotta do, if you're a male to female, to see can she handle taking a bath with you. So you might undress. And the 4th thing you gotta do is realize, bad idea. All that crap ain't making sense to you either. She's letting you do both to her, though. Undress her and smell her and get undressed in front of her. Mm-hmm. Ain't that weird? Do children normally let a man sleeping on the couch do that with them? Who shows you that, Amanda? Grandma? Uh-oh. That would be on the tape, too. How do I know? My deja vu dream. It's not memory. It's not memory. It's guessing why you ain't busted my ass yet. Because if you had a solid case against me and you're bitching like this, I'd be in jail already, right? Unless the child said something that made it possibly entrapment in coaching, right? I can't coach her to wake me up in the middle of the night. Now, I don't know if Daphne or her family could, but there's one other person who might could have. Bio dad, right? And bio stepmom, right? Talk about wicked, huh? Right? Now you got the wicked bio dad and the wicked stepmom, right? Like in Cinderella. Except the bio dad is bad, right? With the stepmom. And had the girl, if she were to wake me up, they'd probably coach her to say grandma. See, grandma and grandpa wouldn't do that. I told you already why. But bio dad and stepmom, who would they want her to say woke me up? If she were to be questioned that way. Who would they want her to say woke her that? Grandma, right? See what I mean? Right? Now, the only other way they could know is if Daphne told them she woke me up. Herself. Okay. Now, if I am making it up, only a video though, right, for real, right, can prove what really happened, right? Now, also, it could have went differently than they planned, right? See, the first thing you gotta realize is if I'm on the couch, and don't she gotta wake me up on the couch first, right? If you're coaching her too, right? But, well, if you're coaching her to wake me up or not, and she's only with bio dad and stepmom, wicked thing she is. Unless another person's involved with mom, I don't know. Stepmom could have been doubly wicked, I don't know. I don't know. Either one of them, right? But there are what's the word? Potential, right? Suspect, right? In the ongoing case of why the child will wake me up in the first place. You don't question the bio dad if he had her for 4 days. Yes, you do. It's for you. Mm-hmm. Who had her longer? Technically the grandparents, but who had her longer? Before I met her, the bio dad and stepmom. They had her for 4 damn days. And by Monday, Daphne would call to check on Amanda again. And if he brought up where I was sleeping, she would say, oh, well, he's on the couch, right? And he's getting along with me, kind of. And we're kind of seeing what's going to happen next, probably, right? You know what I mean? Nothing's bad yet, fully, with me and Daphne. I'm just sleeping on the couch, right? Did you know that? Did you know that? If you knew that, right, Daphne, who could coach her to say grandma? Bio dad and stepmom. They're the only two who would have a purpose to, too. What's the motive? To get us all in trouble. See, that would get him in trouble, me in trouble, Daphne in trouble, and the grandparents in trouble, right? But that's why the grandparents wouldn't coach her to say that. Now, what would the grandparents want her to say? Nothing. See, the grandparents don't want to molest their own child usually. But again, bio dad might have a motive, right? With stepmom. With stepmom. And wanted to say grandma if they coached her. Mm-hmm. Shane is asleep on the couch. He ain't even worried about it. He's trying to let Daphne chill out. He's still not sure. She's not mad from whatever she's mad about, right? And he's thinking she's mad because she had to marry him. So she might want to divorce him, right? She's not doing him still enough to let him know she wants to stay with him, to stay with her, or move back to base. So he moves back to base within a week, right? By Monday, I'm back on base. That's all I can tell you, right? Could have been Friday or Monday. I'm not sure, right? It was that long ago, too, right? A few days don't matter here or there, right? But I'm not trying to wrinkle any feathers, right? Mm-hmm. Or cause any issues until I can figure out what we need to do next, right? So if I move back to base by the following Monday, right? Mm-hmm. That I know for sure, right? And I fall on base too 2 weeks later, right? Which this is before the end of August, right? This is the last weekend of August in 1996, 94, right? Woo! Where am I? Seabow, Dad's house, Mississippi. You're the bad guy! And your crazy wife, too! You're the only ones who can know she woke me up or not, right? And you're also the only ones who would catch her to say grandma, if she did, right? They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. If you're gonna coach a child, one, you don't want her to say grandma. Showed her that. If asked. And I'm going to ask her because I know she's not supposed to do that with me, right? I done told you why. I know a 4-year-old ain't supposed to wake you up in the middle of the night, right? Before I met her, right? If she is, someone coached her to do it. I told you that before, right? It ain't Daphne. She's driving 19 hours from Arkansas back, right? And had to bring her to Sal first, right? Told you that already, right? Now, sounds like fucking Mussolini. And his thinking, I know the kind of man he is. He's cold, he's calculated, and he's worse than any other bio dad in history, right? Including Lot and his daughters. Maybe not Joyce Meyer's dad, but he runs a distant second, don't he? He might not be as bad as Joyce Meyer's dad, but he runs a second to him, right? Or Lisa Baker's dad, right? See, I done been exposed to a man trying to have sex with his daughter because she looked different than him, right? Now, of course, you with a black woman, dumbass, that's gonna happen, right? She's mulatto, she's mixed. Is she a mule to you? And not from a true wife anyway. Mm-hmm. Was she your concubine? Well, Jesus might have had 7 himself. And didn't have to legally marry them either. Asshole. See what I mean? Now, why did I marry Jesus? Daphne, right? I wanted a wife. I wanted to get married, right? I didn't judge her because of the color of her skin, right? See? Love don't look at that. Mm-hmm. Love don't look at your past, present. Only the present, right? Sometimes, right? Now, what got into the past isn't from me and her, from me, right? You couldn't handle, our relationship, right? I think so. Because Daphne and her grandparents, her mother and father, ain't going to teach her to say, Grandma said that. But bio dad and stepmom would. I done told you that, right? They're also going to deny it, right? You know? They ain't going to admit that shit. See, they think they got away with coaching her too, right? You know what I mean? But who else could have, right? Whoever is coaching her has more access to me and Daphne in the first place, right? 4 damn days, right? Means they could have coached her during those 4 days, right? Once he found out where I was sleeping. Because see, Daphne's going to be calling him, checking on Amanda every day until she gets her back from him too, right? Right? Does that make sense? Right? Now, she didn't tell me this either. I'm guessing. Right? I'm also guessing how they coached her, Daphne. I don't remember. What I said to you that night, she actually did. But I'm guessing how they really coached her, you know what I mean? If he licked her crotch one time, or 5 or more, or 8, I don't know. Did he lick it? He knows I did. But me and you know what I told you rarely happened, right? They don't. Which would be the logical thing she would have to do if I'm already asleep on the couch. Wake me up first, right? They would also have to train her to do that first, right? If I'm asleep, silly, right? Now, what did I tell you happened when she woke me up? You asked her who's sure that she's a grandma, right? Now, they wouldn't coach her to say that? Yes, they would. We wouldn't coach her to say that. Grandma and Grandpa wouldn't coach her to say that. But Sal and his girlfriend, odd man out. Who would coach her to say Grandma, Daphne? So. Who had her long enough to coach her to say Grandma? Sal and his girlfriend, right? Not me and you. I'd be fucking like, what the hell? Is she even doing in there with me? And you know me, I'm simple. If you're in there with me and I know you're not supposed to be, I'm going to bring her back to you, right? I'm not complicated. They're complicating it, yeah. And training her to say Grandma. You know they had to have. That's the first thing out of her mouth when I asked her who showed her that. Alright. Daphne knows too. Daphne knows too. What we actually had to discuss that night, right? Unless your suggestion she wanted it to happen. But with Bio Dad wants you to think the mom wanted that to happen, though, too, right? To get her in trouble, too. Is that a motive, right? A motive means what, right? You're trying to get 2 people in trouble. My ex-wife for being with me, and then my ex-wife for being with me. Both ways. Now, who does it seem like would want it to happen between me and my ex-wife if we're sleeping fine, her in the bedroom and me on the couch until she comes back too? We're not fighting, we're just kind of going through the last week. I'm walking on what's called eggshells, right? Around her, right? I'm not trying to press any buttons, be rude, or say anything dumb or stupid. I might not be saying much to her at all, right? I'm trying to figure out what my next move is right now. And the whole time, okay, I'm waiting for something from her, right? She's not doing it yet, right? Which is to simply say, I'm sorry for leaving you straight into Tennessee. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was wrong, right? Do you think if I moved back to base, she said that? No. But if she didn't say that, what am I going to do? Just move back to base, right? Not complicated, right? See, I could figure out another problem with me and her. She didn't really want to be tied down to get her daughter back from her mother, right? Now, if that's the case, You don't rock the boat if the boat ain't a rocking. You don't rock it. Either. If, you gotta act cool until you can figure out what you need to do. You give her time, right? You can't just go back to base anyway. You gotta work that out with the base, right? For sure. So I'm already requesting the room, right? All I gotta do is wait for it to line up to get one, right? It did. I went back to base, right? Fairly quickly, too, right? No complaints from night's life. I'll let her take over the lease, right? Again, right? Until she moved in her own home, right? In Virginia. Also in Portsmouth, right? With little beating houses, right? For you and me. Yeah, little baby, for you and me. Now, if I'm on the couch for 4 days, right? Even when Amanda gets back from Daddy-O, am I even thinking, I want her to come and wake me up? No. Not at all. That's what we keep going over here, right? No. Why would I want my stepdaughter to wake me up? And how fast would I deal with it if he did? Right. Ask Daphne how fast I dealt with it when he did. He just after he showed that neighbor with her. Within what? A few seconds, baby? Right. Now, if she's remembering something that Daddy did, I don't know. But it wasn't Jane. I don't know. But Daddy was there. Even if he took care of her, he wasn't there, right? He's cuckoo for Cuckoo Puss. Trying to get me and my ex-wife in trouble for even having the audacity to bring her around the paranoid schizophrenic. Because I might have nutted up on her or something. If she wandered in there in the middle of the night, Bullshit. Bullshit. I'll bring her back to her mom as soon as I woke up with her in there with me. Unless she's staring at me like she needs to pee real bad or something. Did you train her to do that too? I don't know. I'm guessing. Because see, if I have amnesia from the freaking fall, what the hell means I didn't remember that anyway, right? But Daphne would, but not me, right? Now, to get you in trouble, if he coached her to say grandma, okay. And grandma wasn't coaching her to say grandma, Daphne. But bio dad, Sal would. And stepmom, if she was that at the time. They're the only two who would have a motive, right? To get her to wake me up and train her to, right? Not me and you, not your mom and dad, right? Not even Brandon or Crystal. And they wouldn't have her say grandma showed her that. Durr. So who's the only unusual suspect, right? Bio dad and wicked stepmom. Let's call it that. If she was along with it, right? Cause who's bio dad playing? Me on the couch, right? Who's stepmom playing? Daphne in the bedroom, right? While Shane's sleeping on the couch, trying to walk on eggshells around his ex-wife now, right? And making plans to move back to base if he has to, right? And waiting for her to either invite him back into the bedroom or move back to base, right? If she's fine with you sleeping on the couch for almost a week, from Sunday to, Thursday, right? Before you could even meet the girl. What does that mean? Move back to base or She ain't even gotta tell me move back to base, motherfucker. I know to move back to base, motherfucker. She was about to share YouTube. But that's what I felt like she was saying at the time. Is I didn't really want to marry you. My mom made me marry you. I didn't want to marry you in the first damn place, so get the fuck out of my apartment. I said, okay. I don't argue, right? I'll pick you up and put you in the bed and walk out. She already knew that, right? I'll just walk out. I won't fight you. I won't hit you. I won't. I'll just quit you, right? I'll stop the argument and put you in the bed and leave. If you're blocking my way to the door, right? To leave. I don't like arguing. And if I can get out of it, I'll pick you up, put you in bed, leave. Walk out. Walk on by. Alright, I don't own you. You don't own me. We just got married. And again, if you're not a happy camper, don't am I. Happy wife, happy life, strifeful life, right? Exactly. No, it ain't. She understands more than you think she does. Now, if anyone's worried, though, about my stepdaughter coming down here, yeah, okay. But first, we gotta clear some air here, right? One, even if she said grandma, it don't mean grandma would coach her, right? Who could, though? Bio dad. With stepmom playing Daphne and bio dad playing Shane on the couch. And they gotta train her more than one way. To wake someone up, don't they? Yeah. Yeah. You mean prove it, Shane? I am, I know. Why you accused me for 15 years on YouTube proves it, right? No one can know this, idiot. Right? No one but someone who knows. And the only one who I could have argued about was about someone on base, other than that, too, right? But could he have known, because your wife, right? Yeah, right. Whoever's coaching her wants her to say grandma, right? If asked, right? Because they know I might get asked her if she wakes me up or not, right? I would, of course. Because I already knew about pedophilia and not to do it. When would I know that? At the car wreck. At the car wreck. See, I'm 16 at the car wreck. Why is that legal still? I'm still a minor. Said the minor 49er. I'm not 17 or 18 yet. Either. I'm still legally just 16 on August of 1986 when I had the wreck. Supposedly. Anyone I'm with, I'm still a minor, right? I got a year or a few months until November before I'm 17, right? I can still be with someone within that age limit of 3 years, right? And still be with a minor myself, right? So, what's 16 from 13, right? So from 13 to 16, I can be with someone under that age, right? Within 3 years. Those are Georgia rules, right? Now, once she's 16, right? Which is the actual age of consent in Georgia, right? Which I don't mess with 15-year-olds. I told you that. I asked her age for that reason, right? Not to be with you. Does you want to be with a 15-year-old? No, we can leave. Not if you tell me you're 37, though. I know. So someone's confusing her so badly. Right. Michelle. That she thought she had to sleep with me, I guess, to get me in trouble, right? Because she didn't want me coming around her either, probably, right? Let's be honest, right? But she actually got to get me in trouble, right? She got to have